Good morning, everybody, and happy Halloween. How is everybody doing today? Nancy's got a look on her face, so I don't know if maybe my sound is off.
No, you're good. You're good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay.
Hi, Nancy, since you're here. Hello, girly. How are ya?
Happy Halloween. Where's your hat?
I put it away.
All right. And what's that behind you?
Well, I didn't want to have hat hair.
Mm-hmm.
This is the new model of vehicle. It's lightweight. It takes less energy to get up and off the ground. And this lovely yellow goes with many of my outfits, and I look adorable on it, let me tell you. So, if you're ready to trade in your old broom, I can suggest some places in which you can find a new one that will hold your weight, and you can fly through the sky with a grin and a giggle. So there you go.
A grin and a giggle. I love it. All right. Well, let's wish everybody a happy Halloween.
Hi, happy Halloween. Oh, goodness. So it is Halloween. You know, and I do know that we have people who view this show who do not live in the United States, who are looking at us and going, what is Halloween? Well, it is a day we all get dressed up in costume and go knock on doors and get candy. There's more to it than that, but that'll do for now. It's a celebration here in the United States. All Hallows Eve.
That's right. That's right. Now, other cultures celebrate tomorrow, the Day of the Dead, and we are more interested in candy, I think, than.
And witches and goblins and headless horsemen and that sort of thing. So, yeah.
So we're glad that you could be with us and trick or treating, as it were. And I'm going to cough, so I'm going to mute myself just a second here.
Okay. Well, you didn't mute yourself, and you get something for that cough. Okay.
Well, it's my mic isn't muting you, it muted them. So I can't quite figure out why it's doing that again, but we're not going to worry about it.
That is fine.
So we've got Andrea, we've got Paulette, and we've got some other folks with us who haven't said hi yet, and I think we'll quit the frivolity and get started with our questions. We have a ton of questions this morning. So
we do. So no more frivolity.
No more frivolity. That's right.
We're going to get all serious now.
Serious now. All right. So first question up. Good morning, Callie. Good morning, Gay Wynn. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. We're so glad you're here this foggy Halloween, the last day of October. I just wanted to say we're moving on to the last day.
It is. Oh, my.
Anyway, okay, Denise. Anyway, well, I was looking at my sound levels, and I did something weird when we started, and that's why you can hear me when they can't anyway. All right. Just a warning to everyone that's here. Neither Cherry or I slept well. It was one of those, we finished our last Empowered Empath class last night, and the energy that comes from those classes really is incredible, and I think it affects both of us, and so we don't sleep that well. And then we get up for this. So we're not doing the next Empowered Empath class on a Tuesday night. We've decided, no. So we're starting next week on just a 3-week Empowered Empath holiday support class, which is to help people find peace and ease through the holiday season. So I think that's going to be brilliant.
You know, it is because, we were, during the Empowered Empath class, we talk about our energetic connections. And so then when we're in the holidays, we aren't necessarily grounded. We're not necessarily surrounded in light. We have more interaction in many cases with the families and the family dynamics. Then it's getting out into the world itself, and many people are under the pressures and stress of what this holiday season has now brought to them and all of the belief systems. And so it can become very uncomfortable. And this is where we want to bring it in, become empowered, support, and just be able to move through it fluidly with ease, peace, happiness, and joy. How'd that come out?
Ease, peace, happiness, and joy. That would be amazing for the holiday season.
Well, isn't that what it's supposed to be about? It was celebration. It was getting together. Thanksgiving's what's coming up. And again, people in other countries don't necessarily understand that, but they have those times of celebrations and gatherings that are theirs. And originally it starts out as one thing, getting together, connecting, as people, putting aside differences and just loving one another. And it's become this great big to-do, and a list grows this long, and by the time the family gets there, you're going, I want to leave. You guys all have a good time. I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere quiet.
So we're going to spend some time together to find that happiness, ease, peace, joy, whatever all those words were you said. All right, to the questions. We've got a ton of them today. Denise, what simple protection meditation can you give me for my 8-year-old granddaughter? She said someone was poking her in the eye, but no one was there. And then she's got a second question that, and who came to visit me from Spirit last week? I don't know if those are the same, but.
Okay, first of all, it's good to ground out the granddaughter, have her ground, and then surround with light. Use light that is it just showing beautiful pastels, beautiful moving blues, aquas, pinks, yellows, soft, and just ask to hold that bubble of light around her. Now, when it comes to who poked her in the eye, I want you to, we're going to look at the physical cause, and it does feel like she has allergies, and part of what she was feeling in her eyes are the pollens. It's coming from molds, and it's causing a little bit of irritation in her eyes. 2, I see a small boy standing next to her. He has a look kind of old-fashioned, dungarees that are well-worn, and a shirt that's too small, and he feels like a childhood friend from a past life. So he feels like he kind of has been with her since she came in this lifetime. So again, just ask him to stop and okay, I'm usually not a name person. I was just checking. No, that's not correct. Well, if a name comes, that's good. But you might ask her to ask him what the name is and just tell him to keep his hands to himself. Okay? Now, who came to visit you? You have a great aunt that stepped in for a moment. She came from the mother's side of the family, and it says great or great aunt. She shows an older skirt, so you have some visitors that are ready to communicate. Just sit down. This one would be fun for you, is sit down with a pen and paper and ask her to tell you what it is she's wanting to bring you, what information, and let yourself do some automatic writing. And what I always suggest on beginning to do automatic writing, put your pen or pencil in the least dominant hand, because then the mind is so busy trying to work the hand and get it to write that you are actually catching or capturing the message that comes in. It opens the door because you're not concentrating and going, oh goodness, what is this? And that kind of stops communication. And this woman is showing a long skirt, and it's severe. So it just feels like something she wore around the house to do her duties, household chores and such. Wow. So, okay.
Okay. Great. Thank you for that. And we have a question from Kelly. Okay, let's see. The other night I had this magnificent dream visitation with Jeff, and at the end as he was leaning towards me to kiss me goodnight, I heard a mixture of sounds that sounded like the words burn, burn, made out of a combination of buzzing and humming, and then he was gone. Did I misinterpret the sound to be something else? And if not, then why burn, and what did it mean?
What it was, and here's the key to this particular question, is he leaned in to kiss you goodnight. The vibrational frequency he is at is different than the physical energy here in this life, this world. When the two connected, it creates a sound, and that's what you heard. And that's why it was sounds, and the mind goes to try to understand what it was and search for. So it came across the burn, burn, but it was just two worlds coming together. And isn't it lovely that he kissed you goodnight? Yes, it is. So you will find that when our worlds collide, kinda, or merge or bleed into one another, you will hear different frequencies. You will, the voices will sound, well, the only word that keeps coming is different. It may be higher pitched. It may be kind of gravelly, and it's distorted. That's the words I want. Distorted sound, because two worlds have merged together. So there we go.
Wow, lovely.
My husband passed this month also, and he came and visited just before the anniversary date of his passing. And it was really fun. So, if I remember correctly, I believe Kelly's fiance passed during this time period also. So it's knowing, they're still with us that is really a blessing.
Well, it's interesting that you say that. Paulette's question is next, and she just posted in chat that she had posted this morning some pictures of her dad because today is his birthday. He must have said hello because I was washed over with an emotional wave. It made tears come, but it felt awesome.
Yep, he did. And this is the way to keep the doors to communication open. I loved it. You said he must have, instead of second guessing or anything like that, and just let it be what it is. I have a lot of people ask me over and over and over again, how do you open these doorways of communication? And it's accepting that you just received a communication, and that lets more come in.
Wonderful. Okay. So her question that she wrote in, is there a time set in our lives when we will awaken to our gifts, or is that random because some that I know never did? I think we all have a set time that we will die, but not sure about any of it. Is that all part of our life plan?
Yes, we do have our life plan, and we don't always plan to become spiritually awakened in this lifetime. We may have experienced that in another lifetime, and it's not necessary for what we're going through here. We do set dates to pass on, and we give ourselves many options, but we do have a final option in which we choose, this is it, we're done, see you later. And, going to my late husband, just prior to his passing, he sent me a message as I'm, begging him to stay. I wasn't ready for him to leave in the physical, and he was saying, no, that's not our agreement. Our agreement is I go now. You stay, you have things to do. So he had completed his agreement. Now, we do set points of stepping into our awareness, and everybody's is different. And again, I'm going to reiterate, not everybody chooses to step into awareness this lifetime. I know the sentence I just said implied that, and so I have to negate that. And I'm living proof of that. Is apparently I had a point set open, in which I was supposed to be with a certain group of people at a certain time in a certain place and step into my awareness, because anything that deviated from that actually got negated, and I got there. And not once did I expect it, but it was a point set there. So yes, and everybody's process is different. So How's that for wordiness and repeating myself? It's all different. Tired eyes.
People would not be satisfied if we only just said it's all different. Go on to the next question, right?
Yeah, they probably wouldn't be. Yeah, it's different. Go forward. Do it your way.
Alrighty. Oh, and Kelly just popped in about her fiance. He passed in April, but his birthday was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's where it was. 2 weeks ago, that puts it at the beginning of October.
Or middle. We're at the end.
Middle.
So.
Yeah, because Rob passed. It was at 9 a.m. on the 10th day of the 10th month, 11th day of the 12th year. 9, 10, 11, 12. So.
Oh, goodness.
I know. And you just kind of laughed because we were all knowing he was getting ready to pass. And, you're kind of sitting there and it's, I can smile about it now. It's been 6 years. He's been with me since then. It was really serious and sad at that time. And something, somebody's said something about, I wonder when it's going to happen or something. All the family was around. And I said, well, knowing him, he's going to wait until 9 a.m. because it'd be 9, 10, 11, 12. And by golly, that's just what he did.
Always having the last word.
Yes, and he had no spiritual awakening or awareness that he would admit to. So,
Okay, so next question. Let's see, that was Pauletta. It's Marty. My daughter won't speak to me after a conversation we had in May. I am thinking the way to deal with this is to send her love and to wait for her to be ready to talk to me. What are your thoughts on this?
I love your response. Keep the doorway of communication open. It's interesting because as you're speaking, I'm getting this energetic block around the throat, but it comes down in here, which is getting close to the high heart. And that is coming from your daughter. She's in conflict over, the way she views life and she's in the midst of a transition. And so holding that doorway of communication open, sending her love, feeling that heart connection that never ends with her is perfect. And she's going to communicate with you sooner than you're thinking. And it might be grudgingly at first, but she is kind of missing her mom. It comes across as mama, so. And remember, this is for many, many people, especially our children, is when life's upsetting them. It's the easiest people to take it out on are those who they love the most because they know you're always going to be there. And we've done it too. I admit to that, but it's true. And so she'll be back. Keep your arms and heart open.
Thank you. That's great. All right. So that was Marty. I've got this list here, and for some reason I can't tell where I am.
Maybe Romy, we need to grab it. Yeah, Romy Ruth?
Is my heart operating at more than 40% capacity, which it was in August? Did today's fall hurt my heart?
If you landed on your heart, yes, it did. No, I'm sorry. That was probably too glib, but I'm just kind of teasing you. No, it did not hurt your heart at all. It hurt your body. The heart's stronger than what you're aware of, and I'm getting that it's moved up to 45% activity. It's increasing, so keep your exercise up, and if you worry about your heart all the time, you're actually sending an energy out that attracts disturbances in it. So see it as whole and healthy and perfect and beautiful, and that it is unstressed. Okay? Yeah, but no, honey, it does feel like when you fell, you did bruise some areas, whether they actually showed or not. And that's the only thing. And I understand you were saying it from the shock of falling, but it didn't bother your heart.
Good. Let's see. Barbara said, what would the ancients say that all of us need to learn more of, and what advice do we need to improve our knowledge to be able to go much further in our life path?
We the ancients would say, there is no need whatsoever. That only holds you back, the beliefs of needing our have-tos and must-dos and should-dos. What is your choice of moving forward? Stepping into the empowerment of you is how you move forward. It is understanding you are more than what you feel you are. So, let go of those words that limit and put outside of you. Look inside and remember the magnificent being you are, the magnificent creator you are. Look at yourself as a joy and a blessing in life. Notice how your energy is responding to that in this one moment. Hold this moment and take it forward with you. Yet, let go of the limiting words. Need, must do, have to. Move it into I choose to, I claim. I am. So there you go. You know, people, we don't understand our language takes us out of our personal power. And when we're always putting things outside of ourselves, it keeps us out of alignment, out of balance, and not claiming who we are. So let yourself really rejoice in everything you are. Okay? Mm-hmm.
I think that's a beautiful message for everyone today.
Yeah. You know, we are amazing beings. The limits that are here are limits that are self-imposed. We start questioning and pressing through those limitations. Our world opens up in the most fabulous ways, the most magical ways. And so, you know, when you feel, oh goodness, there again it says outside of yourself, it's outside, it's happening to you, just step back into you and understand that you're the creator of your experience.
Well, darn. Can't I blame somebody else?
Oh, you know, here's what happened to me. Here's a little story. I'm into stories today, probably because I'm a little tired. My late husband passed, and all money stopped. I mean, so we'd gone through the cancer, we'd gone through his passing, and all of a sudden I have this money problem. And I went to bed one night going, oh my God, look what they're doing to me. And I wasn't sleeping well either. So I went to bed around 11, something like that, 12. And at 2 a.m., a voice woke me up. And this voice was not in my head. It was in my room, and it said, you know, nobody is doing anything to you. And by then, eyes are open, sitting up in bed, and it says, you are a participant in your life. And so by this time, I'm getting out of bed, and as I'm putting my feet on the floor, it goes, what role are you playing? And so I was up for the day and thinking about it and talking to other people, and it finally dawned on me, I'm like, what role am I playing? And it was the word guilt came up. I felt guilty for any monies coming in because he passed. And, and I talked to people, and we both had it set up, if something happened to one of us, that there'd be a little bit of money to carry us through because of dealing with everything. And the moment I understood it was just guilt, the doorway opened, and I didn't do any work around it. It was just acknowledging it existed, and everything came through. And it could have been held up for 10 years or negated completely because we had changed insurance companies prior to 2 years before his passing, and they had a clause in it saying, we don't have to pay you. So when you're looking outside of you, thinking, look what it's doing to me, and boy, that is just a pain in the rear, getting to own and take responsibility for our lives, go inside. I am a participant in my life. What role am I playing? Ooh, heart chakras are opening to that one. Ooh, I like that. Very good.
All right. And probably the lead role, if it, and each person is playing the lead role in their life, right?
Yes, they are. Yeah, I'm ready to hand it off to the guy, the character actors in the back, and say, "Yeah, you take over for a while. I'm done with this for right now. I think I'm just going to go sit in the woods somewhere."
Well, and speaking of sitting in the woods, Kathy asked us a question about I am attracted to plants and trees and feel a strong spiritual connection to them. A gorgeous orange and yellow leaf plastered itself to my windshield while I was gone walking at the wetlands. I asked the leaf what message it had for me. In my mind I heard, "We love you." Was there more message for me to hear, but I wasn't patient enough to hear it?
Oh, this is one of the questions I actually read last night, and here is the response that I gave Nancy when I read it. We humans put so much thought into everything, questioning it, yada, yada, yada. Well, I didn't add the yada, yadas last night. I'm doing that today. You heard it, so it's easy just to turn around and say, "I love you too." Life is life. Everything on this earth is living. And, you hear a message from an aspect of life, and it says it loves you. Goodness, just go ahead and, if you choose, love it right back. Don't overthink it. Step out of the head for a bit. That's what limits us. And Kathy, I'm going to recommend a book for you to read. And this, Kathy is in the Empowered Empath class, and we talked about a worlds before. A book that you would really benefit from, and it's going to bring a feeling of aha coming home, is We Came as Angels. I don't remember who the author is, but it is on Amazon.com, and it has a pyramid on the front. The gentleman that wrote it, I believe he was an archaeologist or an architect. It started with an A. And I know Nancy's laughing at me.
Maybe an astronaut.
But he had an experience that he did not expect as he snuck up on and climbed up one of the pyramids one night and fell into a past life. And he wrote about his experience. Now, this is not a person that had any real belief in past life connections. And Kathy, I do believe this book will be an adventure in understanding for you.
And I just checked on Amazon, and it's written by Kenneth Brown, which was my father-in-law's name.
And hi, father-in-law. Good. Thank you for stopping in.
That's too funny.
Oh.
It's Halloween. He came to visit.
That's it. This is the fun of Halloween, is so many people have this belief system of all the spirits coming out. So it really opens the veil, and communications come through so easily. But this is also a wonderful way how they will come in, is synchronicity. We had a series of events that brought in the energy of Nancy's father-in-law.
And it says there's only 2 left in stock. Order now.
And when I shifted, I've hardly been able to read anything and very little of anybody else's work. And this is a book that came into just probably 6 months to a year after my shift. And I was amazed. And so, but it takes us back to remembering, the spark of the divine life force that we are. So, quick, Kathy, get that book. Somebody else is going to beat you to it. No, just kidding. You got a copy in your hand right now, right? There we go.
Well, it says more on the way, so we're good. Okay, Callie. And Callie, I didn't understand some of what you wrote, and so I may have to paraphrase, and if I get it wrong, I apologize. What is the relationship of any past life I may have had that relates to present economic circumstances? Or what was the belief I had upon I think exiting that lifetime that I could become aware of in contribution to transforming so as to recreate experiences without having to recycle old lessons to be learned. Or how does it get any better than this and what else is possible? I like that last sentence the best. How does it get any better than this and what else is possible?
That is the main focus, is how does it get any better than this and what is possible? And it isn't holding on to all of the old past life stuff. We've had past lives in which, we were in poverty, but we've been extremely wealthy. We've been knowing beings, and we've been completely closed off beings. It isn't worrying so much about what it was. It's putting it out there that we understand we received the message of that lifetime, and it was in that lifetime, and it is not affecting us now. What is possible? First of all, look at any beliefs you have around economic limitations. What came in through the family? What were the messages you were given? And then understand that was only teaching, training thoughts and beliefs. It's not an absolute. You want to create, and let's get out of this technical stuff. It's danced around in this question and put economical, let's get right down to it, the dark and dirty and the nitty gritty. You want money. It is not a dirty word. It is what our system uses right now to provide for us. So how do you create money in your life? Open the doorway to accepting. Look at any old beliefs that you do have that keep this from coming into you. Bless the money that you send out. Remember its energy. That is all it is. Let that money go out from you easily and effortlessly, and it serves whoever it is that it goes to, and it comes back to you fivefold, tenfold. But acknowledging it when it comes in. At this particular time, I'm not independently wealthy. Yet, energy is energy is energy, and so that flow goes out and it comes back to me as it is for me to use. Think of a universal energetic bank that brings you $50 bills, $100 bills, whatever, and just let it come in and know it's never empty. Practice not receiving. And one of the things I want you to do is look at ways to attract in money in which you are one receiving it in a way that is whole and complete. It's not giving up a part of yourself. It's not holding yourself down below a certain level so that you require assistance from another. It's seeing yourself up here, fully empowered, and creating this wonderful, beautiful, full amount of money. So, do we have time to do a little exercise, Nancy?
Yes, because that was our last question.
Okay, and many of us feel this worry around money. And remember, we're going around the whole planet and we have mass consciousness, yet we don't have to keep adding to it or bringing it into us. I want everybody who's watching to hold your hands out like this. Now, I want you to see your fingertips touching another person's. Both hands, both fingertips. And, and this is a big, huge, amazing circle of people. And it's going to start with me. And you know what? Look at this. I have this beautiful stack of money in my hands. $50 bills, $100 bills, just amazing amounts. It has come in It has served me in the way that I want it to, that I choose it to. And I say those words because in our reality, many of us got the message to receive enough money for our needs. And then if there's any left over, we may be able to fill some of our wants. And so instead, we want to go right into that want, right into that choice. I don't know about you, but when with this money, I want to pay my house payment. I want to buy, pay for my car or whatever. So that's part of it, but it empowers me. So here it is, this beautiful stack of money. And now you see it just goes to energy. My fingertips are touching another person's fingertips, and this beautiful energy that has served me goes off to them. They receive it with love and joy. It serves them in any way they wish, and they feel good about it. And then they freely allow it to go out to the other person, and you can feel it go right into your hand, these stacks of money, and it's serving you in any way possible that you choose, you desire, you want. And then you freely let it go with no fear, no worry. And now as we see this, we see it pass from hand to person, coming in, serving, easily going out with no fear, no worry. Received with joy, love, and happiness, knowing it's deserved. And now look, it's come back to me to serve me once more in any way that I choose, any way I desire. Now, many of you felt that energy, the money coming into your hands, the energy of the money being in your being, using it. Notice you're smiling, notice you're happy, and you easily let it go with no fear, no worry. Keep the flow of money going, the energy of. Let it support you. And we can let our hands go down now. You have received and you have released, and you have received and you have released. When we're in this idea we're not enough, then we look outside of ourselves for something to control, something to own, something to hold on to have more than anybody else. And that comes from this point of feeling not enough. When we know we are enough, then we know we're open to receiving. It isn't a matter of really owning and controlling and manipulating. That was a word that one wasn't going to come out. Manipulating. Anyway, and so know that you are enough and let it come in. And then bless it as it goes out. We're here visiting all this physical stuff. We don't take it with us when we go. And we have a God-given right to live in happiness, joy now, and the abundance. And one of the things I'm going to put out there before I'm done talking is I hear a lot of people go, I have an abundance. I am abundant. Okay? What does abundant mean, or abundance? It means a lot of something. And if you never, put it out there what you're abundant in, it just attaches to whatever you're abundantly believing. And if you believe in lack, you have an abundance of lack. So let's get specific. I have an abundance of money. Money is not a dirty word, and it's just energy. I'm abundantly wealthy with money. Oh my God, I didn't become less than because I have. See, there's a lot of belief systems mixed in this. So there's an answer to Kelly's question with a little information for everybody else too. So I believe that was the last question.
That was the last question. Let's see if we don't have any questions in chat. All right. The discussion and exercise about money is perfect timing for me. Thank you. From Marty. Cowley said thank you. I love that because money is, it's something that we all have to deal with because, we use it and interact with it all the time. It's kind of like, a person that's has food issues. You've got to eat you still have to eat, and we still have to live. And so I really appreciate you providing that exercise. And
well, it's so interesting because there's belief systems, and we have so many messages around it. There's not enough of. I used to go, and this gives my age, even though I look 25. Just saying, so everybody knows I'm 25. I would sit in the beauty parlor with my mother. Beauty parlor gives away my age. Anyway, with my mother as she was getting her hair done, and I would be reading the movie magazines that were there, and they had Elizabeth Taylor, Eddie Fisher, and oh goodness, all this, Debbie Reynolds. And they would say things like, well, see, people with money aren't happy. I'd rather be in my circumstances and be happy. Well, right there, I heard something that said, you have money, you're not going to be happy. So am I actually going to attract in, if I keep holding that thought, money, because it's going to make me unhappy? Why would I want it? So, and then I was around people with a lot of money, and they were very manipulative, very controlling, and all they were was about money. So it manifested outside of me, and I got to see this over and over and over again. And so in my lifetime, I have been blessed enough to date a couple of millionaires. And I dumped them quicker than anything because, by golly, they had a bunch of money and they were going to try to own and control and manipulate me. And besides, they weren't happy because they had money, and that means I wouldn't be. So look at your belief systems. Look at what you heard growing up. And now this has absolutely nothing to do with money, but I'm going to say it before I forget. The Empowered Empath Holiday Support is at a special price until midnight tonight, and then it goes up a bit. And so if you feel like joining us, go to my website, cherrydivine.com, and then if you're near, or if you feel like flying in for the day or two, we have the Day with the Ancients at the Phoenix Inn here in Albany, Oregon, November 10th. So
actually, that's the one that's got the price that's changing.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so.
Well, yeah, but I believe both of them are, as a matter of fact. Oh, no. Just this one. The other one's at its regular price. Never mind.
The Empowered Empath, the different prices is for the people that took our first class this month of October. They get a lesser price than folks that are joining us for the first time. Yeah.
There we go. I knew there was two prices. See, you get benefits if you work with me. I'm so silly today.
You're so full of it. Yes.
That's what I started to say.
I know.
Yes, it is some days.
Yes, so if people want to come to our hometown of Albany, Oregon, and why wouldn't you want to come visit us? Tonight at midnight, I will be up and I'm taking away the $59 price to join us. And so if you'd love to join us, $59 to see Cherry and spend all day with Cherry and the Ancients. And I will be there, but, I'm way more valuable than that, huh?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
We'd love to have you join us. We'd love to see you. And being in the energy of Cherry and the Ancients all day long, it's magical. And I can say that it's Halloween.
Yes, it is. And it's magical even when it isn't Halloween. Comfortable clothes, lots of liquid to be brought with you. And I haven't put it out there, and it is good that I thought of this because I will be putting it on the website. Bring something to write on. You may want to take notes. Or not. You may not.
Yeah. All right. Barbara wants to know if she can ask another question. Well, Barbara, if you can type it really fast in the next couple of seconds, go ahead.
Yes. I'll see about how I can answer it in a couple of seconds.
We'll see what you've got. Yeah. We'll see what you've got, girl. So anything else coming up? The Holiday Empath.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be in Corvallis, Oregon. I don't remember the dates. It's the Yule Fair in Corvallis, Oregon.
Is it in December or is it in January? Let me
That's
see.
I don't have that one down yet. In December,
Oh,
I
you
will be
don't
there.
have it down, no.
Oh, whoops. And so I get to go ahead and put that on the website. But in January, I'm down in Eugene at the, what is that?
Meraki Spirit and Arts Fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm also the guest speaker. I've got some things to put on in December.
You do. You have some things to put on the side. I took down some things the other day because they were over and done with. So we need to get her back to work. All right. So Barbara, she did right. What is the reason we are still here when we are done with our spiritual life path?
If you're done with your spiritual life path in this reality here, you're not still here. So you're not done. Otherwise, you'd be gone.
And maybe it's just to sing and dance and have fun.
That's it. Okay, I'm going to go back to that. Wow, humans make it so hard. They overthink everything. Remember, we had the veil come down, and it shut down this idea of the knowledge, the remembering of being fully connected to Source. And all of a sudden, we had to earn our way, earn being here. There must be a purpose. And, there is in a grander scheme, but it isn't necessarily as hard as humans tend to think it is. And my group keeps saying, you're here to remember how to live in love, joy, and laughter. And have that fill your life. The truth of the matter is, though, if you were complete with this particular spiritual journey in your spiritual evolution, you would not be in this physical reality. You would move on to whatever it is you chose to experience in the next, or the alternative, or the parallel. So understand, life is going on, even around you, outside of you, inside of you, and it's all connected. There's aspects of you in other realities having other experiences. Let this experience be one of love for you. Let it be that experience of filling with love within the self and seeing the blessing you are in life. Feel free to open your hearts and connect them to all other aspects of life, not worrying about harm that will be done, not worrying about an idea that it will not look the way you think it should. Instead, just accepting love and giving love and knowing you are an aspect of love. Barbara, you are not complete in this life, yet it does not have to be the struggle you feel it is. Allow the mind to open and allow the heart. We are not talking the heart muscle. We're speaking of the aspect of the heart chakra. Yet it is not only limited to that which is considered that area in the body. Let that energy of love fill every particle of you. And let it be the support in your life. Let it come from you freely, effortlessly, to be given to all others. And allow yourself to receive it back in unlimited ways. Let it be without conditions, given to the self. Love who you are without any conditions. Love outside of yourself without conditions. We have written about the aspect of love in our writings we sent in. It does not own you. It does not break your hearts. It is not having all the conditions that humankind has placed around it. It is the aspect of all life, pure, vibrating love. If you want to see love in the truest forms, look at nature. Look at your pets. Do they not live in that space of love at all times and give it without asking or expecting or making conditions? So today, this is where we're going to end the show. There will be no after show, for this is the after show. Receive love, give love, let love be you. Claim the aspect of the divine you are. And let your life be brilliant. Let it be unfettered. Let it be unlimited. In the ways of love, joy, happiness, and laughter. There we go, kiddos.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Cherry, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Have a happy Halloween. And as Cherry said, that was our after show.
Mm-hmm. And have a happy non-Halloween if you're not living in the United States and have a Halloween. Don't have a Halloween. So just be happy. I think there's a song about that. I can't remember the tune, but it's something about just be happy.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. All right.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.